everyone, Matt from Workshop Tinkers here. Today I'm going to be forging a hanger for a birdhouse or bird feeder or something. A friend of mine asked me to make this. Starting off, you'll see what it looks like at the end, but starting off with taper and a fancy curl just because I know how to do that. Sorry about the camera jumping, I'll say that now. I didn't realize how much the vibrations were transferring through the ground to the camera. As you can see, I'm working on a gravel bed as my base. And I guess it transfers motion pretty well when you're that close. If you've watched some of my earlier forging videos, you can see now I'm in my third year of doing this kind of stuff, and I use a couple of things different. I use a lot more heats than I used to, a whole lot more. I try to do less, much more concentration on being square and try to get the surface finish better. I still can improve on both of those. Still working on that taper, drawing it back, because I'm still new and still hesitant, I guess would be the way. Most blacksmiths can do this in a single heat, no problem. I think I'm going for the file now because I'm going to try to file off the end, which I'm going to find out is a really bad idea. But I'm going to try it. You gotta try things. So not only is it not easy to do, but I can't keep the file on the end of the metal. Fantastic. Yep, I just gave up. There we go, that's a better way of doing it. Kinda faster, that's for sure. Alright, that's good enough for now, right? Come on, right? Saying I have to put a curly Q on the end of it. And as I said, I take forever to do anything because I'm working on staying square and surface finish, and 3 years of getting out maybe 20-30 times a year takes a while, takes a lot of practice. Mind you, during this winter I do continue doing my armor working, which I'm improving on as well. So my ability to aim is improving. There we go. Using the flat of the hammer instead of the round. Can't decide which way I want it to turn. Shows you how well I can do that. Nice and tight. All this is decorative, just to make it look nice. There we go. Keep curling, keep curling. Trying to get better flat. Now I'm trying to remember which way I have to have it bend to look right. Here I'm going to draw it out. This is both to demonstrate to you, everyone watching, and to remind myself which way I want it to go. Camera moving a lot. So I just want a little hook on the end. This birdhouse, I don't know, I think I've seen this for cook pots in, I want to say, Civil War reenactment stuff. Very similar style end. Maybe not with the curly Q, but I like curly Qs. I can do curly Qs. I said, straight, trying to keep it straight. I'm still improving, try to get that corner a little bit more filled in. Yeah, there we go. Also, you'll see I was actually making two of these. I did one first and one second, and while I didn't film the second one, it took me probably half the time to make this, any part of it. I've been using a lot of medium carbon steels because I got a pile of them, and combination of how thick this mild steel was and mild steel was just really throwing me off on how to get it to bend and curl. I wanted something I'd hold up well, and I just told him to get me some mild steel from the hardware store, because the high carbon steels are just offcuts from some steel mill I don't know how many years ago. But because it is a combination of weirdly soft for me right now, because I've been using a medium carbon, and thick, so it's still, the surface is soft, but the whole thing overall is very stiff. And I just haven't had anything this sized in a while, most likely. If ever. There we go. I got two. You see the second one, I actually like the shape better. It's more round instead of pushed. So this is a cross member. I've center punched it so I know I can see where it goes. I'm going to forge weld this one. The second one I ended up just stick welding. Center feed flux, whatever, MIG style, but no gas. Just normal weld, just because I tried 4 times to get it to stick. I just could not get it to stick. So I'm putting flux on here. The flux I use is just borax. You'll see, I'll show you in a minute. It's from a store nearby that I found it at. You can order it, but it's so much cheaper at the store. I don't know why, but it is. But borax, just to keep it clean. This takes me forever to heat these up, by the way. I did it so slow. So slow and gradual, because I was trying to keep everything looking nice. You'll actually see when I actually go to weld them together, I tried to torch weld them, and I failed horribly. You'll see a nice big old dent that I removed. Doesn't help that I realized I don't have the right tip on my torch. I don't own the right tip. I'll have to buy one. So there's borax, just 21 mule borax or something like that. It's meant for laundry detergent, believe it or not. And here I'm talking to my wife, since she's going to have to be my second set of hands. So this was too difficult. There, it's forged together. And I think I'll end up doing another heat to just really seat them together. So this part is the mount. I've actually already flattened, did a second heat, and I forgot to turn on the camera. So I'm trying to flatten and failing horribly. I do eventually fix it, but this first one I made, I'm not too proud of. It is functional, but it's not the prettiest. Things are off-center, things are cattywampus. Surface finish is not good. It's not exactly flat. But I'm learning. It's something to do. Lets me learn. Lets me try new things. You can see I'm just belling it. I'm dishing it. think I'm going to try. Here's my second or third or fourth forge heat. I switched to a lighter hammer so I can hopefully get more fine control. As you can see, it's not straight. Trying to decide how to do this. I need to bend those two side arms off the side to fit around a 2x4 or 4x4. I think it's going to go around a 4x4. Here I try and I don't like it. Nope, not going to work. No, I'm not sure why I did it that direction. There's another Harbor Freight hammer. They're so cheap, but the hammers are actually somewhat decent if you spend the half an hour to shape and polish the ends, because they come with a terrible surface. And I hit too far. When I'm recording this, I hadn't mounted the vise yet, so it's just loose. It is mounted now. Next video you see, it is mounted. Don't worry about that. No, I didn't do a video of that because that would have been really boring for everyone involved. Just trying to adjust it before I lose my heat. I'm not that successful. Going back and watching the videos again makes me realize what I could have done differently, that my lack of experience when I'm forging it had issues. Why did I hit so high up? Why didn't I hit like this? Why did I turn it around that direction? Well, experience in taking videos actually helps. So I have it fitting. I need to flatten out the ends so I can drill holes for them. And it wasn't sitting flat. I was trying to fix that. So I'm going to do a couple heats, flatten out each of the ends. I think I'll only do one here. So it just needs to be big enough to put a screw through. So I'm just going to drill a hole and countersink it. And the two sides where it wraps around will have them as well as in the middle where it crisscrosses. That's all it needs. Now I'm going to do those sides. Just trying to clean it up a bit. Still very much learning. Just trying to straighten it out. I know I'm going to be bending it there, but I want it square before I bend it so I don't have to do a lot of work afterwards. Do the same thing I did on the end here, just making it a bit larger, squarer. Trying to take the sharp edges off the corners. Just gotta let a screw, countersunk screw, go through there, bolt or whatever. I'll put an initial hole, and the person I'm making this for can always make it larger. I do go back in those edges where it kind of didn't weld properly. I did go through and hit it with my welder, put a nice heavy weld on it and ground it flat to pretty it up. Couldn't do it in the forge. I did manage to do it when finalizing the product. I didn't take a picture or anything to show you it completely finished, but you probably get the idea. And I'm trying and failing to show you that it does indeed fit eventually. Jump, jump, jump. There we go. Should fit now. Come on, show it. Let me see your pasty white legs. There we go. See, there it is. It does fit. I'm just holding it funny. This is hot. So you got the bracket to go on the 2x4 and a hook. That's all I have. Thanks everyone so much for watching.